This is the new improved, Rich. Hello.
Yes.
This is the new and improved version right here, okay? And so all this stuff Kevin said about breaks, lunch and all of that, we'll get lunch. I don't know what time we'll take a break. When we take the break, it's really just to kind of stand up, use the bathroom, get right back. So but here's the good news. I've done this training a lot, but I've only done it one time where I did all of it in a Saturday with 2 sessions. And we got out early that afternoon. We were a little bit late for lunch. We didn't get out at noon. It's like 12:15. But at the end of the day, we got out like an hour early. I'm not promising that here today. You know how it works with me. The quieter you are, the slower I talk. You know, when everybody just sits around there, I start talking like I'm from Missouri. Real slow. So if you want to stay on time, act excited, even if you're not. I studied psychology, and if I ask this question about happiness and smiling, I'll teach on happiness this afternoon. Most people would think, well, I'm smiling because I'm happy. And you realize that the opposite is true. It's not just you're smiling because you're happy. You can be happy because you're smiling. Some of you might have to think of that all night, by the time I come back next year. I come back next year. Rich, 2 months after you left, I got it. I figured it out. Some of you in the middle of the night tonight, I see what he's talking about. Just like Kevin got here this morning in the car, and I had a couple years ago, remember what I taught you to say? I said, what's up? BD, QB, rank, commissions. And for those who desire, libido, we added that in. You don't have to say that one. The other 4 are mandatory. But we do that one just for fun amongst friends. And they get in the car, so I said, Kevin, what's up? Well, I would say, and I said, so let me get this straight. You're saying what you have instead of having what you say. Some of you got to think about that one too.
Yes.
Don't say what you have. Anybody can say what we have. Oh, I got a cold. I got the flu. Quit saying what you have. Start having what you say. The Bible teaches that. You did that, right? Mark 11:23-24. You believe in your heart, say with your mouth. It says, that person will have whatsoever he says. So saying is important. A friend of mine used to say it like this: the answer is right under your nose. Some of you, it's going to take a while to get that one too. Literally, the answer is right under your nose. We're going to have fun. Are we going to have fun today or not?
Yes.
How easy is this?
As easy as 5, 4, 3.
As easy as 5, 4, 3. So that's what I'm going to teach on this morning. Got a new video to show you. It's going to knock your socks right off. I'm not joking with you. It is the presentation that I use now. It is my system that I teach. It is not a health presentation. It is not a business presentation. It's the presentation. And that's been the problem with too many of us in Young Jedi. We've had a health presentation and we've had a business presentation. That doesn't work. You ask somebody who's doesn't know anything about the business, hey, do you want to see the business? Of course they don't. They heard Dr. Wallach, they heard a CD. 99 out of 100 are going to say no. It doesn't work like that. That's like asking the fish, you want to bite my hook? I'm going to put this hook in. Do you want to bite? No, of course he doesn't. What do you got to put on the hook? Oh, come on, guys. Get excited. I've come a long way. I need some energy here this morning, Irene. I was crashing before I got here. I took 2 naps. I have 2 grandchildren now, so I get 2 granddad naps, as Kevin calls them. I took 2 yesterday. I slept all night on the plane. Flew business class this time. I thought, I'm worth it. That's why I teach you guys that. Remember we taught that? Baby, I'm worth it. Remember that? I went to sing that for you today. All right? You spending money on these products on yourself, you're worth it. Right? That's one of the things you got to get down. So I started doing business class because if I want to be good for you guys, what good am I if I'm a wreck? So I just need your energy with me today. I'm ready, let me tell you, but the crowd, so much of it. That's why every meeting, Kevin's come before, oh, Rich, you weren't as on fire in that meeting as you were the other. I said, no, I was just as on fire. It's the crowd, Kevin. It's your crowd. It's your downline. It's your downline. Right? This is true. You think I'm joking. It's true. So this morning I'm teaching on this, and at some point we will show you the 30-minute video that's going to be your presentation that you're going to use now for everybody. That's going to be your presentation. I'm going to teach you what to say before you show it. I'm going to teach you what to say after you show It's going to knock your socks right off. Then this afternoon, I'm going to teach on belief building. I call it breakthrough success training. That's my favorite topic. I could teach on it all day long. You know, beliefs are everything. Beliefs can defy the laws of nature. I'm tempted to just do that session first today. I'm already, the 4-minute mile was impossible, humanly impossible, scientifically impossible. Nobody had ever done it, couldn't do it. And everybody believed it. And nobody had done it in all of human history. And one guy one time, he wasn't even really an athlete. I forget what his profession was, Roger Bannister. I forget, but he wasn't an athlete. But he says, I can break it. What was it?
Doctor.
A doctor, that's what I thought. That's what I thought, he was a doctor. And he just said, forget that. And he broke it. Within 43 days, something that had in all of human history never been done, within 43 days, of those 46 days, 43 days, somebody else broke it. And today, tens of thousands of people. That which was once impossible. Was it really impossible? Yes, because nobody believed they could do it. We'll teach you that this afternoon. All things are possible to those who believe. Everything is either possible or impossible. Everything. Solomon, I need you to turn that upside down because that is distracting me. It's like a strobe light there. Take that to the disco tonight. Bring your phone in case they don't have the lights. All right. Getting all settled out. Get the kinks worked out. Everything that you and I could discuss is either possible or impossible. What determines which one of those circles that's in is what you believe. If you believe something's possible, it is. If you believe it's not, it's not. It's just that simple. There's nothing that's in between possible and impossible. It's one of those two. So that's what I'll teach on this afternoon. And again, this afternoon, don't just come this morning and leave. This afternoon will be the best session. That's why I'm tempted to do it first. You can tell I'm being tempted right now, right? But I'm going to stick with the plan one more time. How easy is this? Easy as 5, 4, 3. So I call it the easy as training system. How easy is this? It's easy as 5, 4, 3. What does that mean? 5 skills, 4 habits, and a 3-step system. 5 skills, 4 habits, and a 3-step system. Skill number 1, prospecting. Here's what that means. The word prospecting means to search or to explore. In the United States, years ago we had the gold rush and prospectors rushed out to California to prospect. They were searching for something. They were looking for something, exploring. But a second part of that definition means to work experimentally in order to test value. When they found something that looked like gold, they didn't just assume that it was gold. You have to test it. They would do their little thing, panning for gold. But then when you get something, you can get something that looks like a diamond. You get to go have it tested. Evaluate it. Well, when you're prospecting, you're doing the same thing. You're searching for something. You're looking for something. You're exploring. But you're also testing value. You're testing value. What is a prospect? A prospect is a potential or likely candidate. Potential or likely candidate. So when you put all that together, here's what we're doing. Everywhere we go, we're searching for potential candidates to share our message with. That's all we're doing. Now that should take all the pressure off of you, because all you're doing is searching and then evaluating. That's it. But just like those, you know what's causing that, Sally?
Speaker's tuned off.
It's what?
It just tuned off.
Okay. If it does it again, I'll let you come up here and unplug it. Does that bother you? That bothers me worse than Solomon's phone. He's getting texts. He's getting all kinds. Those people should be at this meeting. They should be texting him right now. If he'd done his job, they'd be here right. I can pick on him. He's on the front row. Oh, he's getting picked on there. And the man, at least last time I was here, he got half of his hair. Turn around. Stand up. He's a little better this time. His razor last time he got half. This time he got a good, he got 85% before that thing went dark.
Every time.
It got better. Oh, it's kind of cool. It looks kind of. I wouldn't wear it, but it looks good on him. I like it. I'm kind of envious. It's pretty cool. I forgot what we're talking about. Just like those prospectors, when they went out to California, listen to this, because here's where people don't understand network marketing. They couldn't produce gold. They couldn't create gold. What could they do? All they could do is search for it. Right? And then when they find what they think was, I got goosebumps just saying, I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. I've never been this excited before. I go, oh, no, I feel, whew. No, I'm actually sweating here. It feels like it's cold all morning. I've been sweating. They didn't. Imagine if they went in, imagine if it was up to them to produce the gold, to make the gold be there, to make the diamonds. Can you imagine? That's the pressure. But this is what people do in network marketing. You think it's up to you. You don't produce leaders, you find leaders. Now you can help if they have it in them. Yes, it's like a diamond, you know, when you find it, then it gets cut. It's better, but you can't make somebody be a leader. You can't make somebody be a business builder. You can't make somebody be a customer. And so the first thing you should do is never try. Ever. Never. I know I say this every year, but this is very important. Why in the world, if you really believe in what we have, both our products and our business, why would you ever try to talk somebody into it? Why would you ever try to twist somebody's arm? That is so demeaning and so degrading of what we had to offer. Dr. Wallach spent his whole life doing what he's doing, and we say, oh, come on, you need to try these products. Not me. I'm going to put it out there and get the best presentation that I can give. But you cannot create a customer, you cannot create a business builder, just like you can't create gold or silver or diamonds. You search for them, and they are out there. That's good, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, if we went home right now, you could say you got something. That is pretty good. It's not the best I got, but it's one of the best I got. So, I mean, if you're looking for to get a lot better than this, you know, that's pretty good. So everywhere we go, we're searching for potential candidates to share our message with. That's it. That's all we're doing. The 2 goals of prospecting. Here we go. Number 1, to identify the prospect's needs and wants. Number 2, to determine if this is someone you really want to work with. Now, I said this last year, but it bears repeating. Ladies, before you get married, or if you know somebody who's dating, they're going to get married, the smart thing to do is not say, oh yeah, well, yes, he smokes, and yes, he drinks, too much. Yeah, he cusses every other word out of his mouth, and yeah, he's got a temper, easy anger, but he promised me if I marry him, all that's about to change. He's going to quit smoking, he's going to quit drinking, he's going to quit gambling, he's going to quit running around, saying he's going to get a job. Hello, lady, he's going to get a job. Oh my gosh, I made a list for my kids when they were little, of things for a spouse. And for the girls, I put on there, he's got a good job. Or business in this sense, but oh my goodness. So, if that person, that you were dating, and all these, you see all these flaws, but yet you think by marrying them, you're going to change them. What's going to happen, ladies, when you marry that guy? He's going to smoke twice as much. He's going to drink twice as much. He's going to cuss twice as much. Yeah. All of those things. Because now you're with him 24/7, and all the flaws that you saw are magnified. So when you're prospecting, if somebody's a jerk, when you're prospecting, why in the world would you want to enroll them and go in business with them? Send them to Tom Chenault. Let me get down like that. I don't want them. Well, Rich, you just don't love people. No, I love people. But you can't help some people. There's some people you can't help. And you just got to learn. What are we doing, guys? What are we doing when we're prospecting? Now, I don't want to take a little bit of time with it, but what are we doing? We're searching, but then what else are we doing? We're evaluating. Now, I'm excited. Goosebumps. I'm excited because last year I came and I said these were the 2 goals of prospecting, but I had not looked up the definition of the word, Bruce. When I looked up the definition of the word, I thought, I was right. I'm a genius. Irene says, I'm brilliant. I'm her talking everything I do. Irene, Rich, you're brilliant. You can't help but like her. When I lived in Australia, back in who knows when, 2003, she and her husband became my best friends. Well, she's always telling me I'm brilliant. How could they not be my best friends? And she meant it. She was serious, weren't you?
Yes.
Yes, she's very serious. You can tell she's serious. So, I was teaching you the right thing. When I look up the definition, notice it fits. The two goals, we're looking to identify that person's needs and wants. Number two, we're trying to determine, is this somebody that I want to work with? That fits the definition, search and explore, but also to work experimentally, it says, to test value. Now listen, just because they're not somebody that I want to work with, don't misunderstand me. That I'm saying that the person who is someone I want to work with is a better person than the one that I don't. It has nothing to do with being better. It has nothing to do with saying this is a good person, that's a bad person. I mean, if somebody's a jerk, I don't tell them to the praise, but in my mind, I know you're a jerk. But it doesn't mean people can change. But I don't want to work with a person like that. What is that noise?
Seagull.
You have seagulls in New Zealand? Holy smokes, I've been here 20 times and didn't know. You learn something new every single day, don't you? Oh my goodness. They're loud, aren't they? Somebody needs to go out there and feed them so they'll get away from here.
That's why they're
there. Yeah, I know. I just seen what you would say, bro. So we're not researching. We're working experimentally in order to test value. Skill number one, prospecting. The most important word, you should remember this from last time, or skill-related prospecting, is the word listening, not talking. Can't do both at the same time. When you're talking, you aren't listening. You cannot identify people's needs and wants by talking. How many realize longevity people love to talk? Oh my goodness. They love to talk. They back people up in a corner. 77 mineral, Dr. Wallach, 43 years, veterinarian, he's a physician, cured 900 disease, on and on and on we go. And that person shut you out, after we teach this a little while, how people's first impressions in less than 1 second. And so in a split second, they had already shut you out, they're trying to get away, you've got them cornered. They're wanting to run, they don't like you, they don't want to join your business, they're not going to come to the meeting. Because you're talking. You cannot identify people's needs and wants if you are doing talking. We know what they need, Rich. We know what they need. Yes, we know what they need, but they don't know it yet. It's all about educating them. We know they need the 90 nutrients. I know I shared this with you guys last year. I got to share it again. So we're having a seminar with Dr. Wall. And he talks a long time. Get away, birds. One time I was in a church preaching and a mouse came out. He said, Rich, what'd you do? I cursed it. I said, mouse, I cursed you. Died. And the next day, I promise you, God's my witness. We come in that, you can smell that dead mouse in that church. I was there all week. We never saw him again. That mouse was dead. I mean, I care you smell it. You all think I'm joking. I'm telling you the truth. I forgot what I was getting ready to say before I know that. Yeah, I was at a seminar with Dr. Wallach. He talks a long time. And so it was probably 10 o'clock at night. He hadn't stopped talking yet. And this guy comes out to the table. And me and another guy are there. And this guy loves to talk. This guy who was helping me at the table loves to talk. Man, he loves to talk. And so the guy comes up to the table. Now, let me give you a little hint. The first hint the guy should have realized is the people who don't like Dr. Wallach leave usually within the first 10 or 15 minutes. He took their phone away because they're clicking their pen. He took their pen. They're crinkling their water bottle. And he told them twice. And now let me tell you. If he does come, when he does, come back here, you got to get people ready for him. And he can help. He can save your life. But you're not going to like some of the stuff he says and does. I love birds, but not today. I have, how many do I have at home now? 1, 2, 3. Well, I love them, but they're driving me nuts today. So this guy comes to the table. Now, first common sense, you don't have to be brilliant to figure that out. He comes to the table. He's been there 3 hours. Let me tell you this, he likes him. You don't stay 3 hours and listen to Dr. Wallach if you don't like him. So there's the first clue that my friend missed. He comes to the table, And he's got some questions, and he's interested enough to come to the table. We're the only ones out there. The crowd hasn't come out yet. They're still in. And so my friend starts, what's he start doing? Somebody tell me what's he start doing?
Talking.
He starts talking. How's he going to identify what this guy needs and wants? He starts talking away. Man, he's going on, you need this healthy start pack. I'll tell you what, we got this pack, we got that pack. And this guy's a very bold kind of guy, probably a businessman. You could tell he put his hand up and goes, stop. Stop trying to sell me. I'm already sold. Let's have some questions. I mean, he tells the guy. He tells him, shut up. Stop trying to, you know? And he starts trying to ask the questions. My friend started again. Yak, 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 yak. He told me, there you go, trying to sell me again. And he left. And he didn't realize it's just all he does all the time. Talk, 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 Kevin. All the time. You can't identify people's needs and wants by talking. You cannot find out if a prospect is someone you really want to work with if you're doing all the talking. And if you chase people, they will run. And if people feel chased, they will run. Get ready for this. Brace yourself. If you're talking, you're chasing. Hello. Riches is really good stuff. We're glad we came today. I'll tell you what, it's worth that $10 or $15 I paid. We're glad you come. You ought to come back twice a year. We like you so much. You're so excited. This is exciting stuff. Hooray, hooray. Yay. Come on, guys. Work with me here. Are you just absorbing it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what everybody's, oh, we're just listening. I'll take your word. That's all right. That's all right. We don't want a bunch of hype anyway. I just want you to get it. I can take I'm a quiet person. After I always say this, I'll get it out up front. When you come up to talk to me during the breaks, I don't talk. Do not judge me. First year I came, I didn't tell people that, and people judged me, and people told me. Some people from Australia, rich people didn't like you when you came over. They thought you stuck up and all this. Now I just tell people, listen, I'm an introvert. I don't talk much. I'm quiet. I'm shy. I mind my own business. I get up here and something happens. I don't understand it and don't quit trying. So when you come up to talk to me, don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. Doesn't mean I don't like you. I like you. Everybody say he likes me.
Nice.
Oh, he likes me. If you're talking, you're chasing. I just don't talk because I don't want to chase you off. Sometimes I do want to chase you off. If you talk less, you'll learn more. There's a big one. Whew. Rich, I gotta get my check up. Talk less. Talk less. I was just listening yesterday. I downloaded an audio book. And I was listening to this audio book. The lady spoke at the convention last year, Vanessa Van Edwards. It's called Captivated. I just started it. You ought to get it. Oh, it's good. She was so good at the convention last year. I could listen to her all that. She taught them the body language and all this good stuff. And she talked about how once a year she does I don't know how many days. I don't know if it's 3 days, 7 days, but she does a vow of silence. A vow of silence. And now she has thousands of people that do it with her every year. And said that she just made a decision. And she's in business. She's in networking, not network marketing, but networking realizes more than just what we do. Everybody, to some degree, you have to network. And so she made these 4 little flashcards, and she would go to parties and whatever, and people would come up. She'd hold up the first one and say, I'm doing a vow of silence. I do this once a year, and she's telling what she's doing. And she said that she got more responses. She gets more responses from people that week than any other time of the year. The reason she started doing it is a friend told her, said, hey, this girl's full of personality. She said, you interrupt people too much, I catch myself doing. You interrupt people too much. She said it just hurt her so bad. She didn't know what to do, and so she decided, I'm going to go a week. I'm not saying a word to anyone. She shuts off her email. She does everything for a week. She lets people know I'm going into the box. And she says it's the best week of her life, of her year, every year. But more people would respond at those parties and those networking events during that week than any other time. Well, that makes sense, guys. Why? Listen. She's listening. Why? Because listening is the magic. Listening is the magic. Still on skill number 1. The second most important word related to prospecting is connecting. Listening and connecting. The goal is to get people to like you and trust you. That's why people join any particular network marketing company. Typically, it's not the products, it's not the compensation plan. I'm not saying those aren't important, they are. But the number one reason that people will join your business, or not join, we could say, never thought of it like that. The number one reason people will join or not join to go in business with you is you. And that's either going to make your day or break it. Because if you're happy with you, you're like, yay. And if you're not, you're going to be like, ooh, I think I just found my problem. Yeah. It's the number one reason people will join or not join your business. I'm going to put that in my notes. Join or not join. It's you. You connect by showing genuine interest. Again, listening is a big part of that. First impressions occur in less than 1 second. 65% of impressions are nonverbal, body language. Get you some books on it. That's why I downloaded this book. I listened to it. She spoke on that at the convention. Vanessa Van Edwards. The book is called Captivated. I think that's the name of it. You just started listening to it, Captivated, I believe. I think that's it. Shoot, I hope I'm right. Vanessa Van Edwards, for sure it's her name. I think that's the name of it, Captivated. But she taught this about, the master violinists that came out, and there was a crowd of people, thousands of people, and they took surveys at the end. And the surveys were overwhelming of which one of these 5 or 6 violinists were the best. Overwhelming agreement from the crowd. The problem with it is that there's no way the crowd could tell who was better because they were all so good. Even some of the best in the world would not be able to say, this was better, but yet the surveys were overwhelming. And they went back and they watched the videos over and over and over again. They did this, by the way, with Shark Tank, the same lady. Did you get Shark Tank over here on TV? Don't have that show here? Oh, how deprived. My gosh, all right, government, my goodness. And you're sure? You don't have Shark Tank? That's these guys, they're very wealthy businessmen, like billionaires, and people come up, yeah. I see. All right. Well, they did, I don't know about Dragon's Den, but with Shark Tank, they did a survey. Sounds like it's similar for sure. And they did a survey of the people who got deals versus who didn't. And it was not always just in that the deal was better. A lot of it had to do with that person's presentation and their nonverbals and things like that. Because these people decide within less than a second when that person walks up there, hi, I'm Rich Stock. They've already in their mind decided they either like the person or they don't. And this is not something that's conscious. We just do it. So they did that with these violinists, and they went back and they watched what was it? Why did these people get the high marks? The people, not just who came out, and they showed their hands. They all smiled. They were all friendly. But the ones that showed their hands, that was the first step. They came out. Some came out with their hands behind their back like this, being all humble and all this. Or guys, here's one, You see guys stand for them, got their hands in their pockets. So get you some books on that, study it. I'm not teaching on it today, but you need to realize, look at this, 65% of your presentation, of your connecting with people, 65%. You guys want me to come here today and teach you what to say. I'm going to teach you some things to say. The less you say, the better. We've already said that. And that goes along with this. The body language is so important. Body language. So study that. People feel what you say more than they hear what you say. We could prove that. We could all go out today and we could say the same thing, the same way. We could practice it. Well, I'd just be like a bunch of robots. It's what people feel is more important. What you say is important. But what people feel when you are talking, or even when you're not talking, is more important. This afternoon, I'm going to teach you a little bit, a segment about listening without listening, thinking without thinking. And I just now got something I've never said before about this talking without talking. That's good, isn't it? See, that's why I come over here every year. I learn something every year. I can't wait to get up in front of a room and talk to see what I'm going to say. To learn something. And I'm being very serious. And you can think it's egotistical, I'm being so serious. Think about that. There's a book out there called what? They separate those what? Every body, what? Every body is saved. So your body is saying something all the time. Did you realize that? You can study this thing. I used to didn't believe in it. I just thought I had a bunch of hocus pocus. It's not. It's been studied. The FBI uses it. I mean, the intelligence agencies around the world, they understand this. They understand that guy's lying. They can tell you if they know. And I mean, they're up close to 100% in accuracy. Body language. Your body's always saying something. Mine's saying I'm hungry right now. It's always saying that. Oh, let's have a little fun. People feel what you say more than they hear what you say. I mean, can you imagine you're giving the presentation and you're saying, oh, we got this compensation plan, we pay out more than any other company. People buy 3 times as much of our products. All those things are true. But inside, you still have hang-ups about network marketing. And so you're saying this, but here's what they hear you saying. You don't like network marketing, do you? Yeah, I didn't think so. I can tell by the... That's what they're feeling. And do they join? No, they're not going to join. They're not going to join. They're not going to join with you. You overcome those things. We're going to talk about that this afternoon. How to get rid of those beliefs that are down inside of us that we don't even necessarily know are there. Oh, it's going to be so good. If you didn't need this, I'd just skip this and go straight to that. It's like go straight to the dessert. You know what I'm saying? But you need this. What do people feel when you are prospecting? Well, that's a good. Don't answer out loud. Just think about it. Think about it every time. You should ask yourself. So how do people feel when I'm prospecting? Good question for you to ask yourself. Good question. Skill number 2, inviting. First of all, let me say this. Guys, do not try to memorize this. Kevin will do some prizes, which we're going to do what you and I talked about. We'll decide when to do that. We're going to do some prizes today, so pay close attention. But let me tell you the person who's going to win the most. Who's going to get the most out, who's most likely to win. If you try to memorize this like we all used to do in school for math and history and all of that, you realize that doesn't work. It's been proven not to work. It works for passing the exam. It doesn't work for true learning. So let me let you know a secret right now. Do not try to memorize what I'm teaching you here today. If you pay attention to me here this morning, you can, as soon as I'm finished, if you really paid attention, you can put your notes down.